So Bill, I got a client that loved me, they hired me, I got their wedding coming up in a month, and they decided to send me a list of music. Hi, it's Bill, and thanks for joining me on Creative License, sponsored by Electro Voice, Promo Only, DJ Event Planner, Disc Jockey News, and of course my workshop, The Entertainment Experience. Now, getting a list of music a month before the event by itself is not that big of a deal, but the problem that this person had who was asking me this question was that they got a list of about 200 songs. In fact, they got a list of 200 songs and they were told when to play them and what order to play them in, and they were just dumbfounded. They hired me. They knew that I was good at what I did. They hired me after they'd, talked to a bunch of other DJs. They trusted me to be able to put together something, and now they're piling a whole bunch of music in front of me and telling me what to play and when to play it. What the heck's going on? Well, a couple of things might have happened. Number one, if you did not discuss with them at the planning meeting, or better yet, at the sales meeting, that you are the song expert, you are the expert when it comes to getting people to dance, and that you should have the final say when it comes to the format, then you were doing yourself a disservice. Because everybody thinks they can pick music. Everybody thinks they are a better DJ than the actual DJ. That's number one. They need to see you as the expert. Not that they can't give you lists, but that you should be able to okay those lists before, in fact, they expect you to play them. Number two, they probably, between the time that they hired you and that month before the wedding, saw another 3 or 4 DJs. And they probably saw 3 or 4 DJs that were terrible. Nobody danced. They didn't take requests. When people did dance, they didn't stick to that kind of music. They sat back and wondered, why in the world is this DJ doing so poorly? Oh, it must be DJs. And then they saw another one. Oh my gosh, I have a DJ. So they get in their head, because when you're doing a wedding and you've only got one shot at what you're doing, you get in your head about everything and forget that you've got a professional in charge of what you're doing. So what I first wanted to know from the guy was, if you got this information from them, why are you talking to me and not to them? I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I charge more than most people, and I still get clients who do this to me. But I'm not afraid to say, okay, well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the fact that you're the client and I'm the expert you hired. Why don't we go through the music that you gave me here so I can give you my opinion on whether or not the stuff you've chosen is going to work, or in the order you're choosing. And of course, knowing that you have to adjust to the party as it's going. Or do you have to readjust your thought process as to what they think a successful evening is? Because a successful evening to them might be this music in this order, nobody dances, I don't care. That has happened to me. I've got people who, at the end of the day, don't care if anybody dances. They just have this idea of what they say they want. They can have that, but not before I can say to them, part of the reason you hired me, I thought, was to be able to advise you and to do the best job to get people to dance and have a good time. Well, yeah, that's why I hired you. Okay, then you're tying my hands. You're trying to tell me that you're going to be able to tell right now the room is going to dance to this or not to this. You heard a song on the radio that you thought was really great, but did you get up and dance to it in a room full of people? We need to be able to discuss these things with the clients that we work with so that they understand that they're just nervous, right? And that we do know better. And if you can do your due diligence, if you're not afraid to look in a client's eyes and say, I probably know better than you, they they always take a deep breath and go, oh yeah, that's right. Oh man, am I glad I've got you and not the guy we saw last week. Oh my gosh, he did this and this and this. And all of a sudden you immediately look better than the guys they saw before you, because you are already getting ahead of being sure they get what they want. And what they want is not necessarily the music on their list. What they want is a great party. You have to remind them of that. And you need to do it in a cool, professional way, because they didn't just hire a DJ. They hired an expert who understands how to make a party. What do you think of this? Write down your comments below. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you next time on Creative License.